Hey, welcome back to Spelunky. Let's play on our quest to complete this strange game, which I am convinced more and more is going to take a ridiculous amount of time and or skill. We left off in the middle of a run mere moments ago as I was rambling on about recording stuff that no one is interested in. But, oh my god. Well, guess what? You've all just earned the right to be sacrificed. Oh, come on. That's a little disappointing. I don't know if you can sacrifice the bug anyway, right? Whatever. Looks like this guy's already fired, but I don't know. Whatever, let's get out of here. But yeah, that's all. Yeah, so boring weekend last weekend. This is a Monday. Fresh oh, another dark level. Fresh week, fresh opportunities, fresh attitude, fresh everything, right? Fresh off the boat. Oh! And looking forward to it. What is this? This is now male prostitution. No, the other one was kisses. That was clearly prostitution. This is a fist. Welcome to those hired hands. That guy's going to be like a bodyguard. Not interested. I can barely keep myself alive. Although I guess it's his job to keep me alive. That might end up being part of like the long accomplishments, like achievements. You have to hire a bodyguard X number of times. Or let's get out of here. I hate the dark. Jungle again, though. That's pretty good. Try to get somewhere through here would be nice. Oh, yeah. Great. Thanks. Oh, did you give me this or did you? But cold, so a lot of staying inside. Friday was taken away from me, like I said. It was unannounced, well, not an unannounced, it was announced, but unannounced to me, Professional Development Day for teachers, which means kids didn't have to go to school, and then it falls on me to entertain, educate, and otherwise just engage kids for 8 or 9 hours, and didn't get anything done. Jeez. That was just sloppy. Didn't get anything done. They had some fun, went swimming. Took a drive to another town. They have an indoor pool there. I did a little swimming. End of story. Drove back. Day's over. And then the weekend was just, it was brutally cold. Saturday? Did I do anything Saturday? You hear these streamers and guys that actually make a living on this stuff. Oh yeah, I never make it out of the house and I hate people. And I was like, yeah, I have all that too. Oh, Saturday I had work for about an hour. Very fortunate to be able to just kind of make my own hours in that respect. But yeah, I definitely had some work obligations on Saturday, very brief. But present nonetheless, so I did that, and I think just animated. It's kind of depressing when I think back on it now. But yeah, just animated for like the whole day, and then Sunday. Good question. Why do you ask me these hard questions? Sunday, I think, was much the same. Yeah. I did track down some cardboard. I've been wrangled into going into sort of like a family project involving cardboard. And that's all I'm going to say about that for now. But maybe, just maybe, be something that comes up a little later. I wonder if there's a chance. Again, mean, I know there's no audience, but the whole point of this is to let me be creative and try new things. And I wonder if there's a way with the construction and use of this cardboard project that can be incorporated and explored creatively through the whole video and editing and animating and creativity aspect that I'm already doing. Work that in somehow. It'd be interesting to try. I'll check it out. See, the problem is we're on a bit of a time crunch because I just kind of confirmed that we were doing this. Tracked down the cardboard on the weekend. I'm talking like big, like I'm looking for people that just bought a fridge kind of cardboard. I need big chunks of cardboard. It's not like, oh well, you idiot, just go to the store and ask them for their boxes. Well, no. Most stores are probably on the regular getting cardboard that's just way too small for what I need. We need to, we're building structure here. We need a foundation. We need aerodynamics and a frame and a body and all kinds of stuff like that. But we're doing all right. We're tracking down some of what we need, and we'll figure it out for the rest. Oh, I thought that was going to cause damage. So yeah, we did a little bit of that, but other than that, it was kind of a. Can't wait for the summer. A lot of camping to be had. Looking forward to that. Swimming in lakes. That kind of typical Canadian. I think I tend to find that my life is probably the least, but like out of the life that I see and the stuff that I see about what people imagine Canadian life would be like, mine is like the most like that. And from where I'm from, mine's probably some of the least like that. Like this doesn't make very much sense, but like from the population, if you take the population that I see online and that sort of impression of what Canadian life is, I probably rank right up there, right? But then if you actually look at the population that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, like my home where I am, I'm probably in some of the least similar to that territory comparatively. And that kind of is funny to me, but in summers there's lots of camping, lots of fishing. Not lots of fishing, that's a bit of a stretch. As a kid, it was lots of fishing. For me now, not so much. Little bits here and there. And as a kid in the winter, I mean, it was ice fishing time. You were on the ice and on the weekends, and that was just what you did. And as a kid, it was great because it was just free playtime, basically. As an adult task, it never really interested me. As a kid, like I talked a little while ago about boomerangs and stuff, that's when I did a lot of my first boomeranging was while ice fishing. When you're out on the frozen lake, just tons of room, no trees in your way, flat, consistent ground. It's perfect for that kind of thing, and I loved it. And in general, just ice fishing from a kid's perspective is great. You're riding on the snow machines, trails. I would go off, especially as I got older, started pushing the teen years, just wander off into the bush exploring. It was amazing times. But like I said, from an adult perspective, loading up all the gear. First you gotta buy the gear, you gotta own the stuff. You gotta have, probably, most likely, you gotta have a snow machine, at least one snow machine. I just can't afford that. And that's even before you get into the time investment. Like you're talking like every weekend, all day. And, it's a huge time investment. And I'm also just not equipped to handle because there's too much stuff that needs to be done here. This I think we can do now because there's no boulder. Yeah, I think. Yeah, perfect. I probably could have set that up to the altar though. We're 2-1. I think that's the first time we've cleared 2-1. First time today, that is. Maybe not. But so yeah, I'm looking forward to summer. Winter sports and activities have started to pass me by the wayside. You know, when the kids were young, it was a lot of skiing, or more skating, I guess. A lot of skating, some skiing, and that kind of stuff. Now the kids are older. They don't need me to go with them really to that stuff. So they go, and then we sit inside and watch. And rather than sit inside and watch and end up smelling like deep fried, I would just rather not go. The kids are off doing their own thing. I mean, no need for me to be there. Teach them a little independence is always a good thing in my book. But yeah, so that kind of stuff has started to slowly pass me by the wayside. But when this cardboard thing came up, I thought it was a good chance to actually do something in the winter again with them, as opposed to just dropping them off at a place. Those monkeys jump on me from down there. So yeah, we'll be doing that. That'll be interesting. Let's just bounce. And that's the thing with camping too, is the every time. What is this madness? When it comes to camping, I prefer to do like real camping. Going to a yeah, that was I'm gonna install Dungeon of the Endless today. I want something. We're gonna alternate. I think it'll be one day Spelunky, one day Dungeon. That way I can have 2 sessions. Because if I gotta sit down and do another session of Spelunky, I'm gonna get aggravated, and I don't want that because the game is too good. I'm looking forward to accomplishing my goal, and I don't want to do it in an aggravated state. Even with all the hours I put into Isaac, I never got this aggravated. Spelunky is so much more, it seems, based on your skill. You can't fudge it with a good... Well, you can, I guess, but like you get a jetpack shotgun just handed to you on the first floor, maybe. But Isaac is much easier to just hide your lack of ability in a good synergy, right? Especially if you just hold R. Well, I did that a little bit, but not a ton. Hold R until you get Mom's knife. Right? I would do that at the end of a day. If I just want to sit down and have fun. Like, I don't want to fight through a horrible tier delay, 2 damage, no speed run. I don't want that right now. I'm looking to have fun. So I would, hold R until Mom's knife, or hold R until something good, anything. Whereas here you can't really do that. You just can't do that, because when you start off a run, you don't know. There are no item rooms to look for right next to you, I guess is what I'm saying. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. Camping? Did I say I prefer outdoor camp? Like, outdoor camp. Yeah, I'm not just setting up my tent in my living room, people, no. But non-campground camping. I can't remember where I left off with that story. Basically, a few years ago, when the kids were really, really young, we went on a trip, and we did, instead of hotels along the way, we camped. And this was really fake camping, because it was in small cabins in KOAs. So it's a campground, and like a well-known institutionalized campground to start, and then on top of that we were in the cabins that they have there. They have little cabins, so we still have to bring our own bedding and our own food, and we're doing campfires and stuff, but you're indoors, and it's just overnight stuff. But kids were really young at this point. I don't regret it. I think it was a great trip, still one of my favorite family trips, actually. And yeah, so we did that. That was the only time we ever did that. I've often thought about going back and kind of redoing old family vacations. I wonder if there was any value in that. And you say, can you remember when you guys were this little and you liked to go to this place? And it's like, oh my God, this is such a little. Or if people would just be bored. They might end up just being bored the whole time. I don't know. But we did that, and then that was several years ago. And then as the kids got older and we're doing more camping, it's been no more campgrounds. We haven't been to a campground in 10 years. Well, maybe not quite 10 years. 8 years. Yeah, probably 8 years. And I prefer it. Like, there's something about, especially since we live up in the north, like the whole, you walk out, I go out my back door, like I look back again at the door I was talking about, I see the doorknob, I go there, I turn right, and then if I walk, I don't know, how big is my property? 100 feet? So say if I walk 120 feet, I'm in, the bush, quote unquote, forest, whatever city people call it, the forest. Up here, it's the bush. Like, not being crass or anything, it's just, that's what it is, it's the bush. And the bush also means the other thing that bush means, but you go outside, you're going out in the bush. You go for a walk in the bush. You're not walking in the forest. I'm in the forest. What a beautiful forest you have here. That's the one thing about city person lingo that sometimes drives me crazy. I mean, if you're in casual conversation, is this, what is it there? Is it desert or is it forest? Well, I understand that. I mean, that's a perfectly acceptable common use of the word forest. No problems. But you don't say, oh, yeah, we went out camping in the forest. I don't know why I make that distinction. That is so strange. But to me, it's the bush. Maybe if you lived somewhere else, you could throw her in here and then have her safe, right? You can just keep her. Oh no, she wakes up. Shake. Holy. Wow. What the heck was that? That was like Dune just. That was a sandworm. Do I do anything with this? Can't get in there. Huh. I'm speechless. I wonder if that means anything long term, like is something permanently unlocked? Or do we have to do that X number of times? I don't know what to do. Black market. Do I have any money? No. Do I feel like killing shopkeepers? No. Well, I totally forgot what I was talking about. That sandworm of doom just leapt out at my face. But that's alright. We're through another jungle stage, which is nice. I've got a few more minutes of recording to make some progress. How's our HP? Our HPs could be better, but... I just throat burped into the mic. I apologize. But yeah, I walk out that door and turn right for 100 feet. That was a hiccup. My apologies again. It's the caffeine. I blame the coffee. I've been doing cold brew. I did cold brew for a while right after Christmas in the new year. And I did a bunch of cold brew and I love it. It's great. Problem is, it's fucking time consuming and resource consuming. The biggest resource that I have, or the most valuable resource, it's because it's in the least, like I have the least amount of it. First is time. Second is space. As much as it's kind of weird. I walk out and I have this vast wilderness right in my backyard, like literally, and yet I'm crowded for space, and that's not an exaggeration. I'm not wrong. That's just the way it is. like space that I actually own, like the vast wilderness, that's crown land. That belongs to the queen. It has nothing to do with me. I just get to use it, and I'm glad for it. But the stuff that I actually own, I am a very, very limited supply. Like there's 4 of us that need to all use this limited amount of space. And so when you start trying to have your cold brew that's sitting in the fridge overnight, full of coffee, in the same place where your kids' lunches are, and dinner for tomorrow is, and your beer, and your this and your that, you run out of space really quick. And with regular coffee, I can stick it over in this other cupboard that is coffee, which, by the way, is where the coffee for the cold brew comes from. So now, not only with cold brew am I using the coffee area, mind you, I don't need the pot, but I still need to keep coffee somewhere, the beans, and some of the apparatus I use to measure and stuff. Apparati? Still gets stored in that area, and now I've got to chew up some fridge space for 24 hours or so, 12 hours, whatever it was. This is a lake, and I'm dead. So the space kind of became an issue. I did a bunch of it for a few weeks. Went through a little thing of coffee beans, and it was a lot of coffee beans. It took a lot of coffee beans. I found. Maybe I'm doing something wrong on the recipe, but I think it was like a quarter cup of beans to 1 to 4, 1/4 to 4 cups. I think was the recipe I was using. The taste was good. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if you can get by with something different. I thought about doing something much, much bigger. I bought this huge pitcher for doing like a huge chunk of cold brew. Get me through a few days, you know? Because they say it'll keep for like a week or 2. I bought this huge thing. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. And then I get home with it, and I realize it literally just doesn't fit in my fridge. It's just too big. It doesn't fit on the door. I would have to start moving shelves, make one giant shelf just for my cold, and that's just not going to happen. Space is far too valuable to just go and start changing everything around for me. But we're going to call it here. This conversation topic has probably motivated me to do one more session, one more video right now. So I will pick up on this run coming up soon. Actually, I got to make a call. Then I'm going to dive back into this. Until then, thanks very much. See you soon.